RedMaster here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to be going back into the neutral card review for a part 2. I may have forgot to mention in the first video that this is going to be a 2-part video, but you kind of already guessed that from the ending of the first. So without further ado, we're just going to jump right into it and head right into our first card of the evening. And our first card will be the Questing Knight. So basically, Questing Knight for 2 gold to get a 3/3/3. So 3 attack, 3 health, 3 movement, body with a Knight tag. Now, this is an obvious reskin of Reckless Knight, just in a neutral form. However, they are doing something a bit interesting with this. They are actually, in my opinion, trying to create another early game option rather than just having Earth Knight as your only first knight. Questing Knight sort of takes the mantle of, what Shield Knight used to do, or what is now Shield Runner, and, gives you a different option for your early game, which isn't bad, which is not bad at all. With Reckless Knight, you can have more, I guess, of that sort of, Reckless / Questing Knight, you could have more of those guys on the field, so you're going to get a possibly bigger use out of them if you're using, cards Plea of the Righteous, Banner of Justice, Knight spells like that. These guys can benefit more than probably Earth Knight would, so definitely a good, option for Knights nowadays. But again, virtually everything is the same as Reckless Knight, just without the charge, and it's a bit cheaper. So, with that being said, Questing Knight will get a rating of about, we'll give Questing Knight a 3 out of 5. Our next card today will be Mithril. Now, Mithril, it's another Dwarven spell, obviously, 3 gold Dwarven Mithril, and this spell requires you to have a Dwarf in play, but your units all gain +2 health. Again, this is not a healing aspect. This is +2 health, so that's pretty good. This Dwarf spell is actually, compared to the other ones that we have seen, in part 1, this is one of the more solid Dwarven spells. Again, the +2 can be a big surprise, actually. I know when I was facing Mithril back in beta days, definitely caught me off guard with, 3/8 Dwarf Paladins and 4/6 Dwarf Miners, all from the start. So, definitely a great card to have. Again, it is restricted to Dwarf decks, though, so that kind of tells you a bit of, it might tell you something about Dwarves just a tiny bit. But with that being said, Mithril definitely one of the more solid Dwarven spells to come out of the expansion, and so it gets the rating of, again, 3 out of 5. Our next card we'll be taking a look at will be Dwarven Scope. Now, Dwarven Scope, just going to kind of go judging by the card, well, not judging. Let's read the card first. For 3 gold, Dwarven Scope has the unique effect of giving a ranged unit +1 range this turn, but must have a dwarf in play. This card is flat out terrible. To start, the card will only affect a ranged unit, so that's a big limiting factor right there, because range isn't really played with dwarves, so that really is that doesn't seem right. Secondly, why, again, the dwarf requirement, no dwarf units, and we all, why additional range? Why do we need to give a range unit additional range when it already could possibly, most range units are pretty stacked as they are, unless you want literally castle-to-castle sniper shots, in which case, fantastic. But yeah, again, overall, just this card's got a whole lot of issues right now, and it is not being played, and rightfully so, unfortunately. So this card's going to get a rating of 0.5 out of 5. Our next card is going to be Grimthal's Command. For 3 gold, your units get to activate their combo effects twice. Yes, great card to see, and absolutely love this card in general. We've seen reactivating initiative effects before, but this card goes to the next level. Combat effects happen twice. So, say, again, an Acolyte or a Sea Witch, they attack with the Grimthal's Command equipped onto them, and realize all your units do get Grimthal's Command. So, for 3 gold, all of your units currently out in the field gain this ability, which is fantastic. But say units like that get them. 2 skeletons from Acolyte, 4 cursed pirates from Sea Witch. Absolutely amazing. And again, all for 3 gold. 4 spells from Flux. I'm surprised more Grimthal decks haven't appeared lately, but again, that's probably because of what is going around on the ranking ladder. It kind of punishes those kind of plays, so I understand why. But definitely, I'm looking forward to seeing this card pop up more and its potential to just grow and grow as time moves on. So with that being said, sorry buddy, this card gets a rating of 4 out of 5. And with that being said, given that rating, we'll move right into the next card. For our next card, we do have Sharpened Swords. Now, Sharpened Swords, in my opinion, is a card that is overlooked due to what is, again, currently around. This spell does have the 3 gold cost, which is kind of neat. And it gives a lot of things, there's a couple things going on here. Give a melee unit +2 attack, not bad. Get some extra punch to a unit, and draw a card. Which is great because the draws that we have currently are Flying Books, which is an awakened draw. This card, which not only powers up a unit but also draws a card, and Shaman for 4 gold, which is only going to draw a card. So you kind of see where I'm getting at here. I think if you want some neutral draw, I highly recommend maybe throwing in 1 or 2 Sharpened Swords and maybe comparing it to books and see how that goes. Because I think Sharpened Swords is going to be a great new draw source for the neutral cards, and definitely hope to see more of this in the future. So, with that being said, this card gets a 3.5 out of 5, and we'll move right along into the next card. Our next card is Forest Revolt. Now, Forest Revolt is a interesting card. There's a bunch of stuff and some great value going on here as well. For 4 gold, you get to summon a Wood War and give all your Wood Wars, including the one you've just summoned, +2 movement. This is great. Wood War goes from a 1 movement with an Awaken of gaining, I think, was it +3, I believe? +3 or +2. One of those 2 movement buffs. To, being a, I guess, 3/6 with 3 movement, all for 2 gold. So that's really something. And with this card, you're really going to want to have maybe 1 or 2 additional Wood Wars out when playing Forest Revolt to really get some maximum potential out of it. So far, not Wood Wars, but Wood Wars in general, and Forest Revolt have been seen a little more in the classical Awakened decks with this, and I think that's fine. I'm definitely working on something to probably bring this card into the light, and we'll probably show you guys that at a later time. But I think Forest Revolt's great, could breathe some new life into the classical Awakened decks. And with that being said, I'm going to give Forest Revolt a rating of 4 out of 5. Now moving on to our next card, we do have Sniper. Now Sniper is another one of those good old classics that have returned to us in the quadruplet of returning old cards, including Pumpkin, Lumberjack, and Cultist. Now Sniper is actually a pretty interesting card. For 4 gold, you're summoning a body with 3 attack, 3 health, 2 movement, and about 3 range, which is pretty good for a card, a range unit anyway. With range unit, attack sometimes is more preferred. So if you guys do remember, we did have Elvish Archer once at 3 attack, and that was something that was big. That's the reason why people actually ran Archer, was because of that 3 attack. Despite that they, giving the opponent another card, they were like, oh, that's fine, I'll still run Archer. I'm surprised that Sniper is not run as frequently, seeing as how he does have that 3 attack with no setback. However, the price is a bit steep. It's 4 gold, so I can understand the little frustration people have on choosing whether or not to play Sniper. So, with that being said, with everything I've said on Sniper, so I'm going to give Sniper a rating of 3 out of 5. For our next card, we will be taking a look into Dino Rider. Now, Dino Rider overall is just a solid 5 drop in my opinion. The stats at 3/7 make him difficult to deal with, and the charge aspect just puts him right in your opponent's face, which, again, is pretty, devastating. Plus, the tag at the bottom, if you guys don't notice, it does have both Dwarf and Dinosaurs. So that means it synergizes with both Dwarf and Dinosaur spells, which is very, very powerful for a card like Dino Rider. And I think just that combination of, synergies makes a recipe for possibly a whole lot of disaster. So because of these factors on Dino Rider, I'm going to give him a rating of 4.5 out of 5. Just straight, simple, right to the point, because he's just that effective of a card in my opinion. So again, rating of 4.5 out of 5. Next card will be the Dinosaur Nest. And the Dinosaur Nest for 5 gold summons 3 baby dinos, but you have to have a dino in play. Excellent, excellent, excellent staple for any dino decks out there. You will want to run at least 2 or 3 copies of Dino Nest, just because it has that much incredible power. Summoning 3 baby dinos, of course, summoning 3 units from a spell is nothing that we haven't seen before if you look at Rally of the Town. However, with Dino Nest, the baby dino initiative abilities will be activating. So you'll get I think 4/4, 3/3, and 2/2 baby dino, plus buffing up whatever dino is in play, because again, you have to have that dino requirement. So this is where the dino requirement actually, this is where a requirement in general actually comes in handy, because you are at least buffing 1 additional dinosaur with your baby dinos. So definitely strong, and definitely when comparing it to Rally the Town, Dinosaur Nest is so much better because of those initiative abilities. So with that being said on Dino Nest, guys, I'm going to give Dino Nest a rating of 4.5 out of 5. The next card for us will be Tunnel Escape. Now here's another multi-summoning card for 5 gold, except this one will actually summon 2 dwarf miners instead of 3. Now this is sort of surprising to me, seeing as how for 5 gold you're normally summoning about 3 units with this. But understanding a little bit, seeing as how the bodies are 4/4, so that's a total of 8/8 you're getting from Tunnel Escape, I can kind of understand why that is, that you're only summoning 2 dwarf miners. However, these guys are slow, and when you play Tunnel Escape, you're most likely not going to see a dwarf spell because of the high cost of Tunnel Escape going with it. So, not too strong in my opinion. Tunnel Escape is definitely a very iffy card. The bodies are nice though. 2 4/4s are pretty good, except the fact that they're slow, and they have to probably most likely be waiting another turn to use a Dwarven spell with them. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to give Tunnel Escape a 3 out of 5 rating. For our next card, we will be going into the Tyrannosaur, the powerhouse of the Dino decks. Now, and rightfully so. For 6 gold, you're getting a body that is 7/7 with 3 movement. That can be pretty scary. Plus a new ability of Fear Aura. It's a regular aura of 3/3. And what happens is with the Fear Auras, your enemy, all the units, of course, yours and the opponents, will run away. So that just means, whoa, you gotta be careful where you're putting your guys around the T-Rex. If you're not killing him, you're gonna be running away from him the next turn. So definitely a strong combination. Even with the baby dinos, like I said, in the Dino Nest, the ability to jump from a 7/7 to possibly an 11/11, whew, that's some scary stuff right there. So yeah, with that being said on Tyrannosaur, I'm going to give Tyrannosaur a rating of 4.5 out of 5. And on that note of Tyrannosaurs, for our last card today, we'll be going into Dinosaur Evolution. Now, kind of take what I said about T-Rex and put this into Dino Evolution, and basically multiply that to around maybe 5 or 7 at once. Of course, Dino Evolution, for 9 gold, you're transforming all baby dinos. Now, here's the trick. All baby dinos, including your opponents. So that's why you gotta be a little careful when using this into Tyrannosaurs. Now, with the T-Rex being already strong as it is, having the ability to turn possibly 5 to 7 baby dinos at once into T-Rexes is a huge game changer. Possibly game ender. Just those Tyrannosaurs and the Fearos going off at once makes for some crazy combinations. Again, do watch out though, because all baby dinos, including your opponents, so you don't want to give opponents any Tyrannosaurs unless you want, some dinosaur, Tyrannosaur punching each other or whatnot. But yeah, I think with that being said on Dino Evolution, I'm going to give Dino Evolution a 4.5 out of 5. And with that being our final card, that's going to wrap it up for this neutral card review, folks. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like on the video, share with your friends, and comment down below what your thoughts are on the neutral cards for Dwarves and Dinosaurs. And of course, if you didn't already go and watch part 1, I will leave a link in the description for you to go and watch part 1 if you have missed it or have not seen it. So yeah. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. All you guys need to do to show your support to the channel is just click that subscribe button. Absolutely no cost at all. No cost whatsoever. And if you are new to the Cards and Castles game, if you are working on Steam or Android, go to the options menu right up here. Hit this little enter code button and type in promo code RedMaster to receive 5 free card packs. If you haven't already, use a promo code. So, with that being said, guys, until next time, stay gaming.